The creation of the International Space Station served as a symbol of collaboration between the United States and Russia after the Cold War. Their joint mission primarily focuses on research for the benefit of humanity. The Soyuz rocket is utilized for traveling to the station. 2 American astronauts, Kira and Christian, are traveling to the ISS. Over their comms, Kira is congratulated for now officially becoming a real astronaut, as this is her first day. As they are docking with the station, Christian explains that the Russians knock 3 times to signal to the others to start paying attention. They get inside the station where they are welcomed by their commander Gordon, as well as the Russian crew, Nika, and brothers Nikolai and Alexei. They all gather for a group photo on the camera screen. Kira talks with Nika and learns that Nika has been there for 50 days, and they are going to celebrate this along with Kira's arrival. Nika tells her that the most important thing up there is for them to stick together. Later, Gordon gives Kira a tour, showing her where she will sleep and mentioning that it will take some time to get used to sleeping in zero gravity. He then shows her the workspace, hands her a key, and explains that it can unlock all American cabinets. Kira is eager to start her work and get familiar with her workspace. She puts several mice into a cage to observe them. Alexei arrives and informs her that they will be working closely together for a while. Kira mentions that she has read his papers and asks about the results of the experiments. Alexei replies that they haven't ended well. Everyone gathers to eat and chat. Despite the language barrier and political issues, which they avoid discussing, the Americans and Russians get along well. Gordon and Nika form a romance. Christian presents the group with gifts, and someone brings out a bottle of alcohol. Before Alexei can explain the proper way to open it, Kira opens it directly, causing alcohol bubbles to float and prompting everyone to laugh. Kira is taken to the cupola where she can view the Earth, and she is amazed by the sight, which is truly beautiful. At night, Kira finds it difficult to fall asleep. Seeing Christian sleep floating makes her even more anxious. Nika checks on her and helps her settle in by giving her a bungee strap to secure herself. The next morning, Gordon finds that the computers are down. Kira checks on her mice and is shocked to find they have attacked each other. She then goes to the cupola and sees some flashes across the Earth. She calls everyone to see, and after a moment they realize that massive explosions are wreaking havoc everywhere on Earth. Everyone begins to panic and worry about their families. Both crews try to contact their own mission control, but receive no response. Suddenly, Gordon receives a message instructing him to remain silent. He learns that war has broken out between the United States and Russian militaries. Their new objective is to take control of the station by any means necessary. Gordon is very nervous, and he looks towards Nikolai, who also appears to be in contact with the Russians. Just as he is about to reply asking why, the station suddenly powers down for a few seconds before resetting. When they get the chance alone, Gordon tells Kira and Christian the truth. Christian suspects that the Russians should have received a similar order. Suddenly, Nika finds them and tells them they have a big problem. She explains that the station has lost its internal thrusters and is orbiting too low, putting it in danger of falling unless they receive aid within a day. Alexei suggests taking the Soyuz rocket, but there isn't enough room for everyone, and it is dangerous as they are unsure of the situation on the ground. Kira sends out a message, hoping that mission control will receive it once the connection is restored. Nikolai says something in Russian, then Alexei translates that the antenna outside is damaged. Nika assists Gordon in suiting up and kisses him. Christian asks if he's really sure about going alone, as it's suspicious that no Russians are volunteering. Gordon says he trusts them. While outside, Gordon sees that the Earth is now engulfed in flames. He tells Kira through comms to keep the crew away from the windows. As Gordon travels to the antenna, he shares how he and Nika met. Alexei opens a panel and stares at a bunch of wires. He goes to cut one but hesitates. Meanwhile, Gordon maintains communication with Kira, who tells him about her life. Just as they are talking, Alexei cuts the wire, severing the communication between them. Christian goes to check the wires, but Alexei replaces it with a fake wire to hide his sabotage. Gordon is nearing the antenna, but he can't reach the next section because his tether is too short. After failing to connect with Kira, he unlatches and makes a leap. When he checks the antenna, he finds nothing wrong with it. He realizes the Russians have deceived them, attempting to inform Kira. Nikolai controls the station's grabber arm to knock Gordon off, seemingly to his death. Unable to reach Gordon and unable to see him outside, Kira and Nika become anxious. They put on spacesuits to see if he is still tethered, only to find that he is not. Kira is upset and tells Christian that she wants to go out and find Gordon. However, Christian tells her that Gordon is dead, and if she leaves him alone here, he'll die too. He thinks that what happened to Gordon is no accident. Nika also believes that Gordon is still alive and finds Nikolai and Alexei, hoping they can help, but she learns the truth. Enraged and disgusted disgusted with them for murdering an innocent man, Nika approaches Kira, requesting to speak with Kira in private. She intends to trade her Russian key for Kira's American key, asking Kira to open Alexei's lockbox and retrieve his research on radiation sickness, along with his samples in Node 0. She urges Kira to take them and leave with the Soyuz rocket, emphasizing that given the current situation on Earth, this could save lives. They exchange keys and Nika goes to cause a distraction. She grabs the fire gun and turns on pure oxygen, threatening Alexei and Nikolai with blowing up the station. In the meantime, Kira goes through the Russian lockboxes, asking Christian where Node 0 is. Christian tells her it does not exist. Kira believes Nika tricked her and goes to find the Russians. As Nikolai and Alexei try to calm Nika down, Christian strikes her in the back of the head with a pressurized tank, killing her. After mourning Nika, Nikolai asks his brother to help him kill the Americans, but Alexei refuses. In a fit of rage, Nikolai grabs a screwdriver and attempts to do it himself. After a while, Alexei sees on the monitor that Gordon is still alive. He quickly uses the arm to bring him back into the station. Kira and Christian hide in the storage room. As Nikolai searches for them, Christian throws his infinity cube to distract Nikolai and lead him in the opposite direction. Kira attempts to evade, but bumps into Alexei, who lets her go. Nikolai calls out to them, claiming that Nika is only injured and attempting to deceive them into coming out. Eventually, Nikolai finds Christian and drags him out, and Kira returns to help. A scuffle ensues between them. Gordon returns and strikes Nikolai with a drill. After learning that Nika is dead, he loses control and locks himself and Nikolai up, attacking with the drill while the others try to stop him. Nikolai manages to take the drill from Gordon and stabs him with it, while Gordon pulls out Nikolai's screwdriver and stabs him in the neck. Both die. The others finally manage to open the door, but it's too late. Afterward, Kira notices Node 0 written above a door, realizing that Nika was not lying after all. She goes to find Christian in his sleep pod, intending to confront him, only to discover the samples and a Soyuz suit, revealing that Christian was attempting to leave alone. The life support ventilation shuts down. Kira realizes this and immediately finds Christian, who is making food, while Alexei is working on the computer. Christian tries to frame Kira by mentioning Nika's plan for Kira to take Alexei's research and abandon the others, intentionally making sure Alexei hears. He then claims he has already forgiven her. Kira points above, signaling Alexei, who then turns off the music. Kira then pretends to make a sandwich and taps a mayonnaise bottle 3 times to get Alexei's attention. Christian asks Alexei to leave in Russian, as he wants to talk to Kira alone. As Alexei leaves, Kira also tells him in Russian that they need to stick together. Christian reveals that he damaged the life support system but says he can fix it. Alexei responds that he can too. Christian and Kira feel the tension between them. They both reach for the knife, but Christian gets to it first and tries to stab Kira. He ends up stabbing through Alexei's hand as he attempts to stop him. Kira and Alexei fight back, overpowering Christian and strangle him to death with the strap of the mini space shuttle that Christian gave Kira as a welcome gift. Kira helps Alexei bandage his wound, and Alexei fixes the life support system. The request for a thruster boost is sent out, and they receive support. The communication system finally reactivates, and messages from both governments come through, asking for confirmation that they have completed their missions. Instead of responding to either government, they board the Soyuz rocket with Alexei's research. As they plummet to Earth in a freefall, Alexei asks where they are going. Kira responds, "I don't know."
Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Check out our other videos for more exciting content.